chasing the stars, we'll stride into the dawn. Never back down till the battle is won. Face each foe with hearts brave and true, unafraid of the unknown, because I'll face it all with you.
Hello, I'm the reviewer. Your It, I review you. This is my partner, Mr. It. Patreon request today, JWittz' video on the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game.
And with all my experience, I think I can finally speak the truth. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Might be the worst card game of all time.
Oh, come on! I know the meta's a little rough right now, but there's no reason to—
No, not that one. That one's usually fine. This one. The very first Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game.
Oh. Wait, what?
Most Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans have never heard of these cards.
In fact, I'm willing to bet that most of them think you're making this up.
Imagine, if you will, a standard 52 card deck to represent the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay. I mean, I get why, but it's not exactly a great visualization.
Almost lost to time entirely. Just one single card.
Which I'm surprised isn't represented by a Joker.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Started as a horror battle manga.
You think that was a common genre?
It's kind of an awkward launching point, because they still adapted a chunk of that original story and its variety, but then they also added more kaiba, more filler, and more card games than the original story had.
Yu-Gi-Oh! With filler? Never!
And so, that first Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game was born. Exodia, help us all.
Exodia does not help. He only obliterates.
Like all Bandai cards of this era, this Yu-Gi-Oh! Card set was pulled straight out of their ass. Literally, the Bandai card-ass vending machine system.
No, seriously, what's it called?
No, I don't care how old I am. They gave it the English ASS spelling, and that is always going to be funny.
My god. Those are literally some card-ass cards!
These first Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards actually resemble the cards from the manga pretty accurately.
Considering they look more like a Game Boy sprite.
Unlike the Toei anime, which used a big cringy M and W for the card game backs to match the card game's original name, Monsters and Wizards.
Sounds like one of those D&D parodies that try to deter us from the actual game.
There's also some funnier limitations, such as every single type of card having the same color face.
Do they need to be different colors? I mean, I guess they can be helpful to differentiate what you have in your hand, but you have to look closely at the cards anyway.
These designs are straight from the anime, which gives you classic gems like Seto Kaiba, complete with his iconic Toei green hair.
You can't fool me, I know that's Noah!
That Season 0 anime took a character who appeared in just one single manga chapter and decided that she should be a main part of the squad too, as a ditzy friend and Tristan, aka Honda's love interest.
She was fine. Honestly, the biggest thing I remember about her was that she was really into capsule monsters. Yes, that one weird spin-off season that 4Kids commissioned was based off a Season 0 game.
Speaking of Tristan, he gets my favorite character card. Since he does not know the rules, he is always defeated in battle.
You're kidding. I mean, yeah, that's on brand, but why would you ever want that in your deck?
Almost every card has one of the game's 13 rules written on it.
Seriously? They couldn't have at least had, like, I don't know, some kind of handout that came with each card?
Here's all 13 rules in the Bandai Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, abridged.
Missed opportunity to get Little Karibo involved.
Attempting to play this game only creates more questions than answers. Like, how do you decide what you and your opponent need to have equal deck size?
That seems like common sense. Same number of cards.
Are there no card limits for multiple copies of a card?
Okay, that one's fair.
Because stuff like Yami Yugi just beats everything. Plot armor.
Again, on brand, but stupid.
Also, this attack might be the biggest overkill of all time.
Crafty?
There's no kill like overkill.
And then you can attack 3 times consecutively. 1 for each head. No, I'm sorry, that would make too much sense. You can attack 8 times consecutively.
Jesus! What is it, 1 for each of the dragon's feet?
At face value, this game existed as a very loose set of guidelines where kids could then take the cards and make up their own rules as time went on.
Just like the show!
My personal favorite is probably Summon Skull, who has become a giant hunk of pink meat.
Too much pink energy is dangerous.
No matter how bad or how broken this game is, it will always have the first red eyes ever, and that is kind of amazing.
Well, this video was...
It's not a surprise ending that a different Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game is going to take over.
Oh, shit, there's still a good 6 minutes. Usually that would be the end of it. Okay, I'm game.
See, trading card games were still very young in Japan in early 1998, with only 2 major success stories at this point.
Okay, I'm gonna need a video on Monster Collection Stat.
Selling over 250,000 copies. Its core mechanic was a lesser-focused game of the week from the manga, the tactical Capsule Monster Chess.
Here we are again with Capsule Monsters.
By then, they had also caught on to the heart of the cards, creating the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Card video game for the Game Boy.
Well, that explains the game sprite from before.
And it's not like Konami came out of nowhere. They were a regular sponsor of the Toei anime as well.
Well, it must be destiny.
Their card game was titled the Yu-Gi-Oh! Official Card Game, still known today by us as the OCG.
Is that where the name came from? I thought it was just to differentiate the Japanese and English versions.
But they still got one final release, a 30-minute movie that dropped March 6th, 1999 during the Toei Anime Fair event.
Does it really count as a movie if it's that short?
And even though it kinda stinks, you guys know me, there's nothing I would rather do than deep dive into the stinkiest games from my beloved childhood franchises.
It's actually quite concerning.
For real this time, this video was great. While I knew that the original manga version of Duel Monsters didn't match the system of the current TCG, I had no idea there was a physical version, and this is a fun look at it.
I'm a reviewer. You review it, I review you.
Did you finish a whole bottle of beer?
And he's been eyeing a second one.
Oh, I've never seen you this bad.
I'm just... anxious.
Have I ever told you about the day I became the Watcher?
No, I can't say that you have.
It was about a decade ago now. Drakal and I knew it was going to be a bittersweet day. We were so excited to get our pieces of the Triad, but we knew it meant Master Vicar was on his last legs. The day turned more bitter when only one of us was picked. We didn't understand why. Drakal did everything he was told, worked so hard, even helped me when I was struggling. So, as you can imagine, he didn't take the news well. He attacked Master Vicar, but even in his weakened state, he had no trouble subduing Drakal. They went to a private room to discuss next steps. Meanwhile, I sat waiting to hear. Eventually, Master Vicar told me that Drakal had been banished.
Not to take away from the sad story, but is this supposed to help?
My point is, I get it. You're worried about what's going to happen to your friend whom you love like a brother. In my experience, dwelling on it doesn't help. And unlike Drakal, it has done nothing wrong. So try to relax, okay?
Okay. Thanks. I appreciate it.
You're not gonna take her advice, are you?
I wish I could. Anxiety's a bitch. If there was just some way to know what the future holds. What the future holds. That's it!
What is it?
I just need to consult someone who knows everything. Even the future. The all-knowing Goo Gal!
Isabel?
No, not that Goo Gal. I'll be back.